What's up? It's your boy Carcino here. And right now the PBC is in full effect. And this is the Spike TV show. In the first fight, Gervonta Tank Davis went out and did what he had to do. It was too powerful for the guy in the first couple of rounds. And then he kind of like shot his load a little bit, so he had to reload. Eventually stopped the guy. Powerful left on the ropes. And in the second fight, Robert Easter going against Mendez, who's like Zab Judah Jr. He never was that great of a boxer. He's a decent boxer. But going in there with a guy with the height advantage and the reach advantage of a Robert Easter Jr., somebody who I predicted a long time ago, and it's funny to hear Showtime talk about him in the manner that they do, talking about comparing him to Thomas Hearns. I'm like, wait a minute, I'll compare him to Thomas Hearns. So I must be on something, on the right path, but as long as he can make 135, he's going to be a factor. But like Thomas Hearns, his defense is his offense. And he's acceptable to be hit. Somebody with a little bit more craft could set traps for him and come over the top. But at 35, I think he could deal with everyone's power. He might have difficulty when he goes up to the 140s and have to deal with guys who can, deal with him, and they're a little bigger themselves and they got heavy hands. So he might want to be a little bit more cautious when he goes into the inside to fight the way he does. But he's very offensive minded, he's very active, and he stays in shape. So that's what you're going to kind of look for when you go into this fight. And he had a devastating one right hand knockout. And it's funny to me because I've never heard anybody say Gervonta Davis is the new Floyd Mayweather until I watched this show tonight. And that's all they keep reiterating, how Gervonta Tank Davis is the new Floyd Mayweather. So while we're watching this, I got to sit here and deal with the situation of listening to this commentary. Like, what? Where did they get that from? Who said that? I'm checking the files like, when did somebody say that? So the main event, Adrian the Problem Broner versus Ashley Propane Theophane, 39-6 with one draw, and people saying this is a 20-1 shutout, and that Theophane is gonna get knocked out. And I know Propane in his nickname, but to me it sounds better. So the main event, Ashley Theophane versus Adrian the Problem Broner. Broner, with all the controversy going on with him, we knew what we were going to get going into the fight. And going into the fight, it was obvious from the outset that his size, Broner's size, who chose not to come in on weight, rehydrated to about, at least, to me, looked like a middleweight. Probably the biggest I've ever seen him in the ring. And Theophane looked every bit of 148 pounds. But it was obvious. Theophane punches had no effect on Adrian Broner. He tried to work him out with activity, and he did, but he just couldn't take Adrian's power. And that ended up being the difference in the fight. Even if every round, Ashley was outworking him and putting the work in, but it was just one shot from Broner, and then it turned the fight around. So, as the rounds were going on, third round, he got hit with some big shots. And then in the sixth round, he got hit with some big shots. And it started to turn it over. The uppercuts is something that he didn't see. He kept coming in with the high guard, which blinds you. And then only the uppercut is what they're going to try to work home. And you've seen Theophane in the fight start to doubt himself because of the power of Broner. So he wasn't going to try to be that going inside and try to work and letting his hands free and be active when that situation just happened. So if he'd have let his hands free and been active and really believe it, would have probably gave him a better chance to survive. But who knows in this type of fight, because of Broner's power, one shot from him, that kind of took away the confidence of Theophane a little bit about coming in. He kind of stayed on the outside. He pulled back with the high guard. And when you pull back with the high guard and you leave it a little loose, they're going to loop the shots around the high guard because they know that's what you do. And that's how he got hurt in the third round. Then mostly was just uppercuts. But it was the Broner power tonight. I'm out.